Welcome back to Open Line tonight. I'm here with Sergeant Danny Hale from the FOP in Nashville. President, thank you very much for coming in.
Glad to be here.
We're talking about Beyonce. We're probably something you never thought you'd be talking about.
Absolutely. I don't think that would have ever been the topic of my conversations.
No, but after her Super Bowl performance, a lot of people were like, great dance, great song, and then the narrative really started coming about what does it all mean, paying homage to the Black Panther Party, with the beret, the bands, what the Black Panther Party meant. 2 officers were killed here as part of that back in the 60s. Yes. And now with her going on world tour, stopping here in Nashville, the FOP has said, hey, we're asking you just don't volunteer. We're not calling for a boycott, but we don't want our officers volunteering for this duty of providing traffic and security for the show.
And yes, ultimately it's going to have to happen.
Yeah, about 80 officers needed probably.
At least. I would say that's just for the traffic plan, if I had to guess.
And this is not just our FOP standing up and kind of putting up some resistance. Other FOPs across the nation doing the same thing.
As far as I know, I've talked to, not to really talk to, but read articles from out of Miami, out of Tampa. I think there's an issue out of New York. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I promised this past weekend, I've gotten so many phone calls, I didn't have time to read a whole lot.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. I've asked for your thoughts on this, and boy, are we getting them. Let's talk to Polly. Polly, thanks for being with us. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I was going along with the sheriff that his house got shot at until I heard on the news, Channel 5 tonight, that he'd been in some trouble with the law. And I'm kind of like, oh, we're throwing up a smoke screen or something. But with that being said, this Black Lives Matters is taking us backwards to the 60s. And I think they're wrong.
And tell me how. Give me your thoughts on that.
Well, we've come a long way. I have, I'm white, but I have children that are black that they don't belong to me, but I call them mine. We just a close-knit community, and, it doesn't matter what color you are, where I live, And I think they're taking us back to before the 60s. They're making things worse.
And I just want to reiterate, we called the Nashville group of the Black Lives Matter and said, please come in. We want to hear your thoughts on this video, on the song, on what's happening here locally. And they didn't get back to us. I wish they had. Polly, thank you for being part of the show tonight.
And also, we have some good cops around here, and I want that said too.
We've got a bunch of good cops around here. Thank you very much.
What is the morale like out there on the streets?
Well, it's cautiously optimistic, I would say. Folks are out there. These young men and women, they're going to do their job. They're going to do the best they can do to secure the city and make people want to live here, make people enjoy living in Nashville, not worry about walking out of their house. They feel the heat. They feel the heat. It can be stressful when you wake up every day and you see a city that's in turmoil because of something either a police officer did or maybe did not do. Sometimes the facts don't matter. Sometimes it just takes on a life of its own, and that's just the way it is.
Most certainly, I'd agree with that. Okay, let's go to Audrey. She's on the phone with us. Audrey, thank you for being with us. You still with us, Audrey? I hear you. Okay, Audrey, we're going to put you on hold. Maybe we'll come back to you if we can. Let's go to, whoops, not that line, sorry.
Hello.
Hi, is this Audrey?
Yes.
Audrey, thank you. We were searching for you.
Okay, here I am.
Go ahead. What's your comment or question?
Okay, I was just, I think she cut me off.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
Yes, it is.
Oh, make sure that you are listening to your phone and not your TV.
Okay, my question is that, I just want to find out what is everybody so upset about with the Beyonce thing? I just want to find out.
Okay, great question. I get where you're going with this. What's everybody so up in arms about? That's a great question. Let's go back and explain a little bit. If we can roll the video from Super Bowl, and this is where it all started. Her new song, which she performed at Super Bowl, is called Formation. The outfit she wore, the outfit her dancers wore, paid homage to the Black Panthers. Black Panthers were originally formed to Armed Citizens Patrol to kind of highlight and rein in police brutality.
And that was the original intent, from what I understand from history, yes.
And it grew into, with the better intent of community and social programs.
Absolutely.
took on a life of its own in different areas by different people, I think is fair to say.
You could say that, yeah. And that's also I'm saying. There's no chance I'm going to sit here and tell you that the Black Panther movement, that every person there was a radical, that every person there was a bad person. Don't think that for a second. I know that one arm of it just got into criminal activity,
right.
And by getting into that criminal activity, they killed, that they sort of claimed responsibility, not quite, but it's out there that they killed 15 officers across the nation, and or a faction killed 15 officers across the nation. Here, two of which are in Nashville. And that's what I keep saying to folks is I understand they did good things, but when you get into when you get into assault and murder and things of that nature, you can't say it's all good, because it's not. And I think there's a lot of, if you go way back in history, I think the Hells Angels started out as a motorcycle club. They wanted to go out in their community and do good things. We know where that went, don't we?
Yes. Absolutely. And back to the video. So it paid homage to the Black Panthers, now that we know what they're about. You go back to, or that was her Super Bowl performance, which we have video of, if we can roll that a bit. And then if you watch the video of her song, I think probably the portions that people are saying, hey, what does this mean, would be her on top of a police car in New Orleans, kind of reminiscent of Hurricane Katrina. She's going down and it's underwater. Also, there's a portion of that video where a young black boy is standing in front of a line of officers who they had their hands up. Yes. And then you see behind him, I think it says, don't shoot me or stop shooting me, something like that. And people who have written about what does this all mean say this is an expression of a black person's life right now, what it is like to live as a black person in this world. So that's all I can take of it. That's what I've read about it.
And that's, I know that everybody's got their own thoughts. Everybody, life's full of emotions. And I've learned something in my life that it took me a long time, because I didn't mature until I was like 45, and here I am 53.
It's time you to admit that.
And but I will never forget, many years ago, and not too many years ago, I was with a friend of mine, and we went to a meeting, and where he'd had his child had passed, and we went to a meeting, and they read the Serenity Prayer, and I'll never forget sitting there thinking how cool that is, because if you get into the Serenity Prayer, the only thing I can change is myself,
right?
And I have to be wise enough to know that, and that's the reason the folks out here on the phone, they've got their opinions, I've got my opinion. I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion. I just wish they would sit back and think for a moment. I have been the worst in the world in my lifetime of saying things, and as soon as it cleared my lips, thinking, dear God, I wish I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
And I'm working on it. But the thing is, we got to work on it every day. We got to work on it together. I would love nothing more than the Black Lives Matters folks to be here, because I think we would probably agree more than we disagree. I may be wrong, but I maybe so, and I would hope so. I've policed in every part of the city for almost 32 years. I've dealt with a wide variety of folks, and I've always done my best to treat a victim as a victim. I don't care who they are. They were treated badly. Somebody did something bad to them, and it's my job to go find out who it was and take care of that and make sure this person doesn't do it again. And that's been my calling. That's what I've done my whole life.
And that's what we can hope from all police officers.
And that's, I would hope so. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's go back to the phone lines. We have Walden on with us tonight. Walden, thanks for being with us.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead with your comment or question.
Yes. When it comes to these racist cops, they want to protest against Beyoncé. I kind of hold professional athletes kind of responsible also, because they need to come together and to stand up for Beyoncé. LeBron James, members of the Miami Heat, they need to tell these cops down in Miami and anywhere else, well, since y'all want to protest against her, keep your racist tails away from the arenas when we be playing. And if not, we're going to the owners, and we're not going to play no games since you want to protest against her. They are against this woman because she's the biggest star in the world, and the only thing she was doing, she was just she was performing, doing a show, and the X was in honor of Malcolm X anyway. But that's what it comes down to, and the athletes, they need to get together, because it's just a matter of time before some racist cop kills somebody in their family, a son, a daughter of LeBron James. They gonna come together anyway. But if they want to protest against her, keep their racist tail away from the arenas when they play their games. That'll put an lay into this right quick. And this sergeant, they was talking about the lives that were killed by the Black Panthers. What about all these lives that's killed by these racist cops? What you got to say about that?
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Walden. Thank you for calling in. We do appreciate hearing from you tonight. You know, and that is a feeling. I mean, I think that whether you're an officer or you're just an average Joe or you're a reporter like me, you can feel it. Our world, our nation, there is an angst out there right now.
There's a narrative going forth, whether it's true or false.
Yes.
You know, and like I told you earlier, the facts are overlooked a lot of the time. Facts are overlooked a great deal of the time. That gentleman there called me a racist. I've never been called a racist in my whole life. I'm really taken back by that. But you know, that's his words, and he can do what he wants. That's fine. That's the cool part about living in America, is you can do pretty much what you want as long as it's lawful.
You know, a lot of these names have become household names. You got the Trayvon Martins out there. You have Michael Brown, Walter Scott, Freddie Gray. And you often, especially like in the St. Louis case, you see these videos, the surveillance cameras, the dash camera videos, and we get to watch them frame by frame by frame. And we say, he had his back turned. He was walking away. What do you see when you watch some of those?
Well, the thing, I have to look at it from, I have to look at it from all views and all points of view. The one thing about a dash cam, the one thing about a body cam, they're looking at this, they're not looking at this, they're not seeing this, they're not seeing this. It's one-dimensional, basically. And you know, you don't know what all was going on during that course. I'm not going to tell you and sit here and try to defend every officer and every action, because some officers do things that they shouldn't have done. That's just the facts of life. It's been proven. But sometimes they didn't do anything wrong, but their career is over.
Yeah.
Because they can't go back to law enforcement anymore because of because of what occurred, and it breaks my heart that intelligent people won't sit around and just make intelligent decisions. They would rather scream and call names. I'm never going to call you a name. The good Lord gave me intelligence enough to sit down and discuss a problem with you, so I don't have to call you anything.
And that's what we're going to do when we come back. We're going to take more of these calls. I do want to hear from you, so go ahead and give us a call during the break. Actually, all of our lines are full, so you're going to have to stay tuned. We'll get some of those calls cleared out when we come back. Stay with us.